Hello again, everyone. I hope you're all doing really well. For those of you in America, I hope you've had a great Labor Day long weekend and are back ready to hopefully make some big money in the stock market this week. So this video is a quick technical update on the recent trading action for Vinco Ventures, ticker symbol BBIG or BBIG. Last week I started following the stock for the potential short squeeze, and what I intend to do with this video is look at what happened on Friday as well as provide an update on the potential short squeeze and confess my trading stuff up I had on Friday. So let's get straight into it. So here we have our chart following Friday's trade. We had previously drawn in this red box to capture trades caught up in the short squeeze. I also had these two trend lines which were seeming to catch the lower highs and lower lows following the peak of the BBIG rally so far. As we can see, Friday's trade saw a bit of a dip in early trade action, probably largely on the back of the weak macro news around weak jobs data, which had a wide-reaching effect across the general market. The stock hit a low point of $6.89, so it does reduce some of the distressed short positions. However, pleasingly, it did not significantly breached the important price point of $6.90 as indicated by this red line. So there is a bit of support there. Also in support of my ego, my lower trend line for capturing lower lows seemingly worked out perfectly. Following the stock's bottoming for the session, the stock consolidated before going on a rally, hitting the $8.60 mark at its peak for the day. This is pleasing because the stock was able to stay above that declining trend line and adds support that this rally and potential short squeeze is not over yet. The stock did flatten out towards the end and the session finished the day a mere 1 cent below its opening price, which is not that poor of a result considering the wider macro trading environment. One other pleasing sign is that the rally was strongly supported by the volume of trade, which saw peak trading action in line with the upward rally. Updating our chart, I've now reduced our rectangle capturing the distressed short positions and removed the peak trend line. It is worth pointing out that there are likely some slightly distressed short positions captured about here, but the distress is obviously nowhere near to the extent being experienced by our legacy distressed short positions in the reds box. I've added a new line of upper resistance at the $8.75 mark, as this was a price point that was tested twice on Friday and throughout much of Thursday's trade. If the stock is able to rally above this point during Tuesday's session, a potential breakout to the $10 mark could potentially be on the cards, which I believe would be the next level of upper resistance this potential stock rally could experience. In terms of lower trade, our trend line is now beyond the $6.90 mark, which held strong on Friday. Personally, I'm hoping that this is a bouncing point that will see a continued upward trajectory, which will allow a creation of a trend of higher lows. If not, our current lower trend line could at least be a source of support that holds up a potential wiping out of the short positions. Zooming in on a $5 chart, I can point out where I modeled up my trading on Friday. So this drop is where the Friday session starts for me, which is 11:30 p.m. Australian time, 9:30 a.m. US time. I bought in strictly following my green trend line. I bought in at about the $7.20 mark over here, so it just crossed midnight, and I put an order in to sell at the $8.50 mark. Well, at least I thought I did. I had actually made a mistake and put in a lower $7.30 limit order. So while I still made $30, I actually missed out on $500 simply because I didn't properly check the order I placed. So this was quite disappointing. Anyway, back to some technicals. Looking at the RSI and the Bollinger Bands, there is not much to suggest what way the natural flow of trade will be when Tuesday's session begins, as both are in fairly neutral positions, though there does appear to be a slight downward trend towards the lower limit of the Bollinger Bands. A thesis that is at least partially supported in the aftermarket, as there was a bit of a continuation of the downward trend seen towards the end of the session, with the low volume session seeing a further 30 cents surrendered from the closing price. Now, looking at some key shorts data, we know from a technical perspective that the short squeeze is still a potential play. In some regards, it has actually gotten bigger. The outstanding short float did grow from 27.2% to 28.8%, as did the borrow fee grow, increasing from 100.6% to 106.65%. I think this is perhaps due to those outstanding shorts not being able to cover the other day. And when you consider that there has been a 3-day weekend where the short positions have not been able to exit and have been enduring interest charges, it makes me feel that it wouldn't be totally surprising to see the stock start to squeeze a little bit to a degree when trade opens up on Tuesday. While there has been some improvements to some of these key metrics for tracking the short squeeze, Friday's down then up nature has still acted to slightly water down the current short squeeze potential. Hence why BBIG has fallen from its perch as the most attractive short squeeze on a technical basis, on Fintel falling down to 4th. FYI, ATIF Holdings now occupies the top spot. Anyway, that's more or less all I have to cover for this video. Do you guys think we are going to see the stock launch again on Tuesday? Have you guys ever made a trading blunder like I did on a limit order? Let me know in the comments below. If you are new here, I would like to let you know that I am looking to set this channel up as a social enterprise in the near future, meaning I want to use the profits generated from YouTube advertising to support a range of good causes that I feel passionate about. So just by watching videos and following the channel, people are able to make a difference to these causes without donating any money, but simply by donating their time and attention, as the profits are being derived from YouTube advertising. I think it's a unique approach to making a difference in the world, and I would love to have others join up and be a part of all that. Anyway, until next time guys, may the markets trade in your favor. Cheers.